Hello, and welcome everyone to episode 50. Woo woo! Up there in
We did it.
That's right, 50. Yes.
Welcome.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
And
Feeling 50 and fabulous.
Right. That's right. No.
You guys look like you have more wisdom than 50.
I feel like COVID gave us all wisdom enough for like 100-year-old person.
right.
It just to get to the next level.
Episode 50, Dana. We're on episode 50.
Yes.
Oh.
Halfway.
Right. Well, 2 more weeks and we're 52. Well, no, that's not. That's not 52 weeks because we stopped doing it. Okay, yeah. But anyway, 50 episodes still. Yeah. We're almost to syndication.
There you go.
100 episodes.
Yes.
You
Wow.
get to play this podcast over the internet for the rest of time.
Right. That's just my joke for my TV joke. All right. It's not in our thing, so I'll try to do it in 10 seconds. Who knows how syndication came to be in television? Anybody know?
Wasn't it I Love Lucy?
Yes. It was just a trivia question. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was the guy who invented the peanut butter.
George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver did it.
Are you calling back my material? See, I'm calling back my material.
Wow.
I've been doing that joke a lot. I've been working on my joke.
Oh yeah. Did you guys see the trailer for the Lucy movie with Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem?
I have not.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Got to check it out. It's
I will.
pretty damn nice. I'm excited.
All right. I'm gonna check it out. That'll be for.
Goes in
I'll
with
talk
the,
about it. No, I can't. I want to talk about it next.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what happened with the syndication thing? Are we gonna
Oh,
hear
yeah,
that story?
Oh, so when Lucy and Desi created, they had their show. I think they were on CBS, and CBS did not want to pay for it. So they said that they would put up all the money to produce their first 100 shows or half, but at least all of it, and then CBS offered them a deal to buy the episodes after that. But that's how syndication came to be. Even though now it's not as though it's not like Blackish is fronting money to produce itself, but this model of after 100 episodes, we can, you still get money came from their work because CBS, if that's again, if my memory serves me, would not front money. So they were like, well, we have the money. What if we do it? And then you guys pay us on the back end. And so the agreement was to pay that they would pay for their first 100.
Oh, there you go.
The structure of 100 episodes, and then you get residuals. It comes directly from what they did.
Wow, it's amazing.
Well, you know who just got paid some syndication money? I don't know if it's just Seinfeld. Hopefully it was everybody, but maybe it's just Seinfeld and Larry David, maybe only. But now the entire collection of Seinfeld is on Netflix. I know he got paid a fat stack.
That's gotta be a nice deal.
Yeah, I hope other people got a
whoever's got creation rights on.
Oh, then maybe just him and Larry David.
Yeah.
maybe just him.
Maybe Elaine wrote a few episodes.
I hope, man, because that dude. I don't know who's not buying to syndicate that show. Like that thing's it's on everything.
Yeah, well,
man.
they're already getting syndication, and I'm sure they did way more than 100 episodes, but this is a whole nother level of more income off of this property.
Oh yeah, I think they were saying he's getting. I don't even want to misquote it. I don't know. We'd have to look it up, but I know he's getting a lot. He's getting a lot. Not like 10 or 20 million. I'm talking like it has to be like 50 or way more.
These celebrities, they have a lot of money.
I mean, I don't even know like what the fuck you do with that kind of like.
Didn't Seinfeld give his? No, that was Clooney. They gave his friends like $1 million each 1 year for his birthday. Like, and then Ice Cube, he threw away $9 million.
Oh,
right.
Oh, segue
for that movie. Oh hell no.
Right, which is bananas. Like they've been in the works. But for the record, just as a fact to go into the pot, 100 million is the worth of Seinfeld. That's the deal that they did. So
that's what they paid Friends.
Oh, Friends got that too. Oh wow. Yeah.
but that's like Marta Kaufman and the people who created it. But this Ice Cube thing is interesting because like they've been in this deal since June. Like they partnered with Jack Black and Sony, and so since June. So I think it's interesting. You know, like I feel like, did you not know in June that it was going to come to this? Like, or did you, bless your heart, did you think you were going to be able to skirt it? But like, if y'all been in this deal since June, then I have to believe you knew how you felt about the virus, and you have to believe that, and I have to believe that you knew you were gonna, I mean, not the virus, the vax, and that you were gonna have to take it. So I don't know. Like I'm feeling like here's the thing. It looks to me like that Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers situation. You know, I don't know. Like, are y'all familiar, Victoria?
Yes, he lied and said that he told the truth when they asked, are you vaccinated? And he said, yes, I'm immunized, which means I have immunity, but I'm not vaccinated. And he caught COVID. They busted him and he got in a little bit of trouble. They patted his booty lightly.
But like, but he got slammed on Twitter by Jimmy Kimmel yesterday. Ooh. I don't know if y'all saw. It was very funny. He just said, if the vaccine is so great, then why are people still getting COVID? Jimmy Kimmel clapped back and said, if you're so great, why haven't the Green Bay Packers been to the Super Bowl in 10 years?
Oh,
right.
It gets ugly.
To the gut. Everybody like D.L. Hughley. Everybody was giving Jimmy Kimmel mad props for that yesterday.
Damn, that's a good one.
But I thought about that, you know, with the Ice Cube piece that you know, when you're part of a team, obviously partnering business-wise on a film is a little different than being on a football team. But to me, you signed on to the team in June. And and now you June to November, and now you like, I'm not gonna play after all. We done, you know, we're trying to go down to Hawaii to shoot, you know, whatever. Anyway, I think
he even started a program to help people get masks.
Yes.
And even I believe made shirts too to promote that. So it's interesting. He's pro wearing the mask and to support. It sounds like support people being vaccinated or at least masking up, than not getting it. I don't know. He has a right not to get it, but it's still it sounds weird.
Well, it doesn't to me. It doesn't to me because I know I think what he's trying to do is just say mask up regardless of your choice. I think what he's trying to do is just politely say that if you choose not to get vaxxed, I can respect it because obviously he's not, but wear a mask. Comedian Godfrey is not saying whether he's vaxxed or not. I love him. I don't think he is. I'm not in judgment, but he tests, like, you know, because he's touring, he tests every week or tests, very frequently. And tests are now free, so people can't really say that tests are cost prohibitive because you can test for free. And then Godfrey believes in masks, so I think that's Ice Cube situation. I just think this is sticky, $9 million, and you walking away.
I think in his position, he's very fortunate as anybody who can walk away from that kind of money, right? Because how many people in their lifetime will even literally be able to touch and make and play with even $1 million or $2 million?
Stick me twice. That's all I'm saying. I'll take 2 vaccines. Give me the 9. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah,
half the price.
Ice Cube is sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
No, I was just commenting on stick me twice for half the price. Like that's what I thought.
That's right.
But yeah, no, Ice Cube has always been really strong and opinionated about what he's gonna do from the beginning of the game, and he really doesn't trust people starting something and switching it up. So I know he partnered up in June. Maybe he got together with Jack Black. There's a lot of productions that don't require mandatory vaccinations, like Black Panther. And after the fact, producers require mandatory of everybody. And he was like, everybody who? Like, don't get me to flipping tables up in here. Oh, hell nah. Y'all do it on y'all own because I'm Ice Cube. Don't make me write a rap about y'all ass.
Hit you with the bop gun. The bop gun.
Right, because I will do a diss rap if y'all keep running your mouth. But like he hasn't been speaking on it. He really is not trying to influence anybody whether to get vaccinated or not. But he's very clear about what he's going to put in his body, and I'm all for it.
Oh no, yeah, people should be respecting that in that sense. I think one of the things they could have done too is even compromised and just said, okay, so if you're not going to do that, then you have to be tested every day.
Exactly.
Problem
And I'm
solved.
sure it was a power play.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, Ice Cube, you're going to do like everybody else. And he was like, no, actually,
I'm not.
I could own you if I wanted to.
No, yeah, he don't need that money. I was reading some more
Yeah.
about what he owns and and some stuff that he does. Yeah, he don't need the $9 million.
And he stepped
Bless his
away
heart.
from another project right before then. So he
Yeah.
also
He
might
what?
just be in a mood. Like he might be in a like I'm not for it mood. Go ahead, Sam.
This is the second movie too. Like it's not. I think this is what Dana was asking about. This is the second movie that he has to back down from
Oh, I
because
didn't
of
know
his
that.
vaccine. There's another movie that started shooting right before COVID started.
Yep.
He's starting it in like March, and then now they have to basically just like rewrite the movie so that his
Yep.
character, I don't know, dies in the beginning from some mysterious disease that there was a
What
vaccine
the
available for
hell?
that no one took.
Wow.
And then they
COVID.
can continue the rest of the story. Like that's how
That's
wait.
weird.
Okay, but I'm confused about that, Sam, because like if he like, so you're saying at the start of COVID there was no vax. Like, what's the?
No, it's just because of the movie stopped because of COVID. The shooting stopped and like didn't
Oh.
continue. So now if it's gonna come back and
Back.
he's a
Not
known
good. Got it.
we don't want to say anti-vaxxer, like he's a known
He's just not
backer
vaccinated.
out of project
Pro-choice.
because of
Yeah.
pro-choice. That's a very good one.
Mhm.
But like like Stefan was saying, like his opinion changed, or I don't know, something like some anti-vaxxer bit him. Like I don't know what happened. He was very pro masks, and then suddenly just flipped like that. And even if he doesn't need the money, he apparently needed to appear on something.
Mhm.
That's why he
Or
decided. He
something.
said yes. He said yes to this project. So what I'm saying is $9 million can fix whatever side effects the vaccine can give you. You'll be fine.
Yes.
Facts.
I'd have took the shot for $9 million.
Yeah, it comes with insurance. Like, what disease will you have that will not be cured with $9 million? Like, come on.
Right.
I mean, who else would not take the shot for $9 million?
If someone offered me $9 million to inject myself with something, I will know I'm either going to get superpowers like Wolverine, but either way, it's going to ruin my life. So it's just too. You ain't got to offer that much. It's something wrong with what's in that shot.
Like, do you want the shot for $9 million?
That's how X-Men get created. $9 million to take a shot.
And you know what's funny is the name of the movie too, right? Because that's what he told him. Oh hell
Hell
no!
no.
I told my wife that the other day. I was telling her that we were doing the thing about Ice Cube. I was like, oh no, yeah, you know, yes, yeah.
All the headlines jumped on that. Oh hell no!
Oh,
not
hell
taking
no.
the vaccine. Yeah.
I was surprised that wasn't the article too, right? In the Hollywood Reporter. You know, oh hell no, Ice Cube says to vaccine.
I don't know why they didn't use it. It's perfect.
I thought that was funny. Oh man.
Okay, can we make Ice-T replacing Ice Cube jokes now? No.
Ice-T. You know, I really want to know where Ice-T is on the vaccine. I mean, I feel like he's getting his check. He got vaccinated.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's been doing TV. TV probably, you know, they know you got to work, you got to roll with the punches to get TV money. And I think, you know, TV money. You know what? It's interesting. Speaking of just the Law and Order franchise period, not to go too deep, like that, they've been on TV a long time. Though we have watched those folks go from very smooth skin to more makeup over time, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I can say. Like, I saw maybe Special Victims, and was it Chris Maloney? Like Chris Maroney, what's his name? Because I like him though. He's such a great actor. He's in SVU, I believe. I think it's Chris Maroney. Is anybody correct me if I'm mistaken?
No idea.
But I was putting out the
I would help if I could.
Oh, Maloney. Because he's actually had Maloney. He's done great film work, but I just, you know, crow's feet like get white men in a special way. Like their crow's feet look 80. They could be 50 and their crow's feet look 80. Like I you know, just bless them. That's all I can say. Anyway, reparations. That's all I can say.
Crow's feet reparations.
Yeah, I mean, just that's what I'm saying. We got it. You know.
Death metal band.
That's right. Sounds like a crazy metal band, Sam.
Yeah.
Girls Feet Reparation. Yeah, it literally does sound good too.
There you go, Dan. That's the name of your new band. Crow's
Right.
Feet.
Dan is in the
Reparations.
building. Dan is in the building.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Dan.
All right.
So we
Oh,
have
wow.
a special guest, don't we?
Yes, we do. Are we ready? Like, I
Oh, yeah.
am so excited to bring up our guest. He's a musical artist. He's an indie singer, songwriter, producer, musician. He has been doing music all his life, but he finally felt his inspiration from his mom, and he'll tell you about that in the interview, to really open up during
He's
the pandemic.
amazing. Yes,
And
he's amazing.
Dana has experienced him. I've worked with him through the Biden Harris
Yeah, right. Me too. Same.
fundraisers during the campaign. He has a, I'm gonna say, world-renowned remix of the thong song that y'all gonna get to hear
I
today.
was gonna say, don't give it away. Let them be surprised.
And
like we were,
so-
and we can talk about that when he gets on. Like literally, I mean, we'll talk about it. Like when he started singing, you guys are gonna see why it is so amazing. Because we're like, what is he? You know. Anyway.
So we're gonna bring up now the artist Unendings.
Woo,
Come on through.
Nick in the building.
What's going on? How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
We're so happy that you're here. That's what we're doing. So I
Yes,
mentioned in
welcome.
your intro that you were inspired by your mom. And it's because, during her passing, that was something that you knew you had promised her. So can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with your mom and how that affects your relationship to your music?
For sure, yeah. Yeah, so I grew up kind of a single or an only child. My mom was a single mom. She got divorced from my dad when I was pretty young and kind of fell into like real heavy depression and had a bunch of health issues. I ended up kind of taking care of her kind of from a young age, and it was just like the two of us for all growing up my entire life. And I did music as a kid. I was in the Metropolitan Boys Choir, which is the same choir that Prince was in. I'm in Minneapolis here, Prince Country.
Hey.
It's funny because like our choir director she was like an old lady, and she used to say like, "Oh, Prince was such a nice young man. It was so nice having him in the choir," So I was like, I always did music kind of like secretively. Like I was in choir, and in choir you're always kind of like part of a larger group. You're not really out front on the stage. And I was comfortable kind of being part of an ensemble or being kind of like behind the scenes, but never really had like a desire to be like out front or on stage. Anyway, as life kind of went on, like taking care of my mom kind of became a bigger and bigger part of my life. I actually even kind of like left my job to take care of her when I was like in my late 20s. And I was in the meantime like making music like secretively and not telling anyone. I'm kind of a weird dude in that way. I don't have like a typical musician story. It's kind of like this thing. I was honing my craft like kind of secretively in my basement and like not really telling anyone. And I was so like busy kind of working, taking care of my mom. Like I just didn't have time to like, I always wanted to like put out music, finally start to share. But I just like between being kind of like shy about it and then having like putting like all of my love and passion like into taking care of my mom, I just like never made it happen. But my mom, and even like I have like stories from like when I was younger, like we used to drive around and listen to like Billy Joel on the radio or something, and like we'd be singing along, and she would like slowly kind of like stop singing so she could hear me sing, and then I'd get embarrassed and I would like stop singing too, and she was always like, "You gotta share that voice you have," Like I was in choir and I was like, we toured in choir and I sang solos at Orchestra Hall, which is kind of like the Carnegie Hall of Minneapolis, and even in college like trained to sing like opera type stuff.
Ooh, very
Wow.
So I was like doing music but always like really shy, and she was always like, you need to open up and share this with the world, and I just like never made it happen. But as she got like more and more sick, I kind of just like made a promise to her like that I would bring this out into the world finally, because I don't really have it in me to do it for myself, but like between my partner, my wife Michelle, and my mom like kind of urging me kind of is what really got my move my ass and get moving on it. So way too late. Should have started many years prior, and I kind of regret that now. But doing it for her kind of gives it meaning. And a lot of what I write about is, putting the thong song aside, a lot of what I do is really informed by like my experience with her. She went through hell, man. I don't think I know anyone who suffered more than her through like physical ailments and mental health issues. But she never like lost her generosity and her love. She was like such an amazing, loving parent. We often fought because shit was hard. And, I lived with her so I could take care of her, which for like a dude in his 20s was not great for me, but like I needed to be, by her side. I decided to make that a priority in my life. I didn't want to leave her behind. And so like the tension we had, the love we shared, like the way she kind of never gave up on herself. I mean, there were times I think when she just wanted to be done, but she stuck around, I think, for me. And like, the fact that she, I mean, in some ways she was like the strongest person I knew, despite the fact that she was kind of like always in bed, like always, struggling. Like there was something really tough about her and really loving about her, despite all the pain she went through. And for me, that's a real inspiration and a real gift. And so, yeah, so that kind of inspires my music a lot. The grief that I had like after she passed, which is about 5 years ago now, and just kind of figuring out what that all means to me and what it means to care for somebody and to kind of sacrifice your own plans and your own dreams for that. Like that's the kind of stuff that I grapple with, I think, in the music that I write. So that's kind of a little background on where I've been.
I can relate with you in a very similar level.
Yeah,
I lost my mom about 8 years ago, and
sorry,
before I lost her, my wife was pregnant. We were hoping like we'd have a babysitter. No, that's not the only reason, but I can definitely, I'm with you on that, man. I wish that I started comedy literally 8 years ago. Like where I would definitely be. I'm appreciative of where I am right now. I don't want to sound off like I'm ungrateful, but I know I really feel deep in my bones that I'd be a lot further than where I am right now.
Yeah, for sure. But
that's grief, though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the last 5 years after she passed, like I thought I'll get this music thing going, and then I kind of fell into my own kind of like depression and. I don't even know where that. I mean, I know where some of those years went, but like the first few was kind of like pretty rough for me because she was like my mom and kind of like my best friend and kind of like my child because I took care of her, and she was kind of became like my vocation too. Like because toward the end I was like full-time caretaker for her. So it's just like when she passed, like it was like my whole world. Thank God I had Michelle. Like if I didn't have my wife, like. And like a lot of really good friends, like I would have just been lost. So yeah, kind of. But I think that pain, like it, if you're an artist or if you're a comedian, like that pain that's fertile soil, for creating. And so it's it's a part of me and it's a part of the art I make. So
my condolences.
So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we all have or will go through this, like it's something we all. I think too much about that shit now, frankly. I got this puppy and I'm always like thinking about, like, oh, one day, it's like Michelle, my wife's like, why you gotta, like I just, it's in my mind. But yeah, I mean, I think comedians maybe even more than musicians, I think comedy, well, I always say that like comedy is like medicine, and like, and I not just for the audience, but for yourselves probably. And I think,
wow, I think more from musicians. I think you guys have the upper hand, but I think as artists, period, no matter whatever your medium, whether it's your voice or instrument, there's an opportunity for healing. And so, but it's weird that you think it's us. And I know as a comic, I feel like all my woes. If I could sing or play an instrument, I think I could probably get more stuff out faster. But because when I'm in the car singing, but it appears that the gift I was actually given is one for comedy and not necessarily, certainly not for singing. Trying to, but I think we're all just artists in that regard, and we have a special opportunity to heal ourselves and to channel healing for others. And you have such a great fertile foundation for healing just because of your life with your mom and all of that. So
yeah, I mean,
and to me, when I hear your music, there is such a rich level of no matter what the subject matter, there's a rich spirituality there.
Thank you.
So.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, no, that I can, like I said, I can relate, and I agree. There, it really helps with the creativity and the fertile. It's really fertile soil for lots of creative stuffs.
And and sharing that story. I mean, this is an example right here, talking to you. But like, just sharing the story, sharing the music is like, I've gotten more deeply connected to people in my life that like
Wow.
a lot of people have gone through this kind of thing. A lot of people hold grief, and have experienced loss, and so it's a universal thing, and it's brought me closer to a lot of people too. So like, I think that was kind of like one of the like promises I made to myself after my mom passed, was like, because she was because of her depression, like she kind of cut everyone out of her life, or I mean, not like intentionally, but that's kind of what happened. And it was like, I kind of made a decision, like, because sometimes I feel like I'm on that precipice too, like I could easily kind of fall off that cliff. But I kind of decided like to try to be committed to like sharing what's inside, because that's actually like what bonds us for real. Like you can be like funny and like talk to, your like friends and just kind of shoot the shit and tell jokes, but like to get into that real shit, like, is I think what brings you closer ultimately. And so not that I'm always like, heavy into this shit every time I talk to anyone I'm close to. I like to joke around, but like, that kind of stuff is a venue for real connection. And so I cherish it even though it's pain, so.
Well, I will say, before I really understood comedy, or I was really, I mean, I've seen things because of my dad and my mom, but what got me through high school was music. All music, from all the pain of high school, all the bullying, all the bullshit, all of the, clicky shit that drove me nuts. Oh, you can't sit over here because you don't play football. Oh, you can't sit over here because you're not Hawaiian, or you can't sit over here because you're not bald and like swastikas. What? Yeah, we had a lot of really fucked up people back then too. But the music really got me through it, and really helped me. Whether it be metal or Michael Jackson, just pretty much all the music. I don't think, and I mean this honestly, if I didn't have music, I don't know if I'd be here today.
Wow, same.
Wow.
I think we all have a story in there. That's very powerful.
Yeah.
Definitely my experience too. Yeah.
It's
definitely therapy. I always put on like the saddest shit too. When you're sad, I don't know, for me, some people are like, I gotta listen to something peppy to cheer me up. But like for me, it's like, listen to something really sad, and then somehow that like releases, it's like you kind of take that burden off you.
Yep.
Or at least you feel like, okay, there's someone else out there
exactly
going through some shit, right? And that helps.
Yeah, and you specifically, you play with vibration and all different kinds of sound with your music. And I think, there's a lot more going on with what you do and the way you do your music. Like, even just when I listen to it, it calms my system down. Just hearing you like hit a note and then it just vibrate across. And so like it's healing to people that are mourning. It's calming to people that need to be calm. And sometimes it's just like comforting. But, I kind of have a question, because your sound is so unique. It's so special. How do you feel about the industry? And what do you feel your relationship is going to be to the entertainment industry?
Well, I mean, one thing I hate is how concentrated the money is, and like the publicity. I mean, that's true in I think any facet of the entertainment industry. You guys were kind of talking about that earlier. I think it's really hard. now I mean, like, and then if I was reading an article like recently about like how everything's algorithms now too, right? So that's like another thing that like funnels people's attention and interest towards like a few kind of whatever's kind of really generating um, excitement. So, which is great for those few artists that like kind of capture that, but like to get on that train is really difficult. On the other hand, like there's never been an easier time to like be a musician. Like the tools we have, like in terms of technology, I've got like a whole studio full of like amazing shit that like in the 70s would have cost $1 million, and now it's affordable to people like me, and the ability to like share online easily. So like it's kind of this weird juxtaposition of like there's never been a better time to be a musician and to be creative because you've got all these outlets, but at the same time there's like an insane amount of like funneling going on into like the things that like the artists that we all hear about every day are like making hundreds of millions of dollars. And then I've like, just as I become more of a musician myself, like finding artists just here locally even that are like fucking amazing, and you go on their Spotify and they've got like 12 monthly listeners or something, and it's just it's like heartbreaking. It's like, why can't these people punch through? Like I think it takes, what I'm learning, I'm just kind of getting started, but what I'm learning is it just takes like persistence, and it's something I struggle with because like when you like I was talking to a friend who just released an album, and it's really, really good, and she's like, I've never felt worse. And I was like, I know that feeling. It's like when you put your soul into something and then you release it, and like you hear from like a few people, and it's like, fuck, it's just depressing. But you have to kind of like, and I think everyone's gone through that. One of the things that I read about that like gives me hope is like anytime you kind of see a band like getting bigger, not always, but a lot of times you'll realize that like they've been around for 10 years or something, and they've already released like 5 albums, and they're new. Like a lot of the times the people who win like the best new artist Grammy are like people that have actually been around for years.
They've been around, they're not new.
So you just got to stick with it, and
persistence.
So
a lot of people talk about Anderson .Paak, like Anderson .Paak used to play all around USC and play like in coffee shops or the Star, something over there. So there's a community of folks, because he's a local, like, but to your point about musicians, people are out, grinding. I remember when Lettucey, the great singer, got her new artist, her best new artist Grammy nomination. But Lettucey had been around for quite some time, like, because I'm a big fan of her work. Right. And, I had some, at one point I had some early recordings and different things that you can't get now, but I was just like, when I was like, but I was like, but she, to have that on the resume is still a very important part of her career journey. But just to your point of how hard people have been working and for how long they've been working, when we see the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
Yeah. So how did you come up with your band name?
Yes.
It's hard to find a band name nowadays. A lot of bands are just like taking words and misspelling them, or like making riffs on other old band names and just changing one little thing about it. It's like every name is taken. It's like, but for me, I like, part of it's like I just like the way it sounds. There's something phonetic about it that appeals to me. But I also think like, because of like, I think a lot of what I grapple with is, like I think I grapple with a lot of like big themes in the lyrics that I write. And so the idea of like whatever, the things that transcend, things that are like unending, things that really matter. And so the unending kind of like just that idea of kind of something a little bit bigger than just the day-to-day kind of is, I think, another part of it. So yeah, I think that's
wow. Beautiful.
Did you want to play a song for us?
Yeah, for sure.
Stefan, look at your face.
We would love it.
Yeah, I would love to hear a song.
Sure. I'll play a song. It's a short little, quiet little, almost like a lullaby. It's called Never Let Go. It's a song I wrote actually for my wife, but I sang it a lot to my mom too, as she was kind of like in hospice and stuff anyway. But it's a song that's on a live album that I released last year that I'm going to re-release next month, I think. And it's going to be also on like my first kind of big studio album as well, a different kind of version. So it's a song that, yeah, it's out there, and it will be out there more. And this is a little stripped down version of it. So let me readjust my mic, and we'll get going.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
That was probably really loud. Cool. All right, here. Get a little water first.
Hydrate.
Be hydrated. All right, here we go. Oh, I love you so. Oh, I love you so. Don't ever forget. Don't ever let go. Why so sad? How I'd like to know. My heart could explode. My heart could explode. Oh, I need you like the rainfall. The rain falls on me now. Oh, the rain falls. Oh, the rain falls. Oh, the rain falls on me. If ever you're down, you've got my shoulder to lean on. Just lean on me now. I will do my best to keep you warm, keep you safe and warm.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my God. That was so good.
Thanks.
That was so like your music makes me close my eyes and just think about my life and the people. Like that song made me think about the people that I love.
Oh, yeah.
There's like there's something so special about your vocal to me. And I totally get, why your mother really wanted to, get you to sing out. And I'm sure she was listening to a different voice than the one I'm listening to today because you were a child. But there's a quality to your voice that's just very special, and the world needs to hear it. I just agree with your mom. And I'm so, and I'm, like I totally hear it. And Dan, who used to be is one of our founders and team members, he's just cheering you on from the comments.
I saw that.
Dan,
thanks, Dan. I see Dan on Facebook because he's one of those. Actually, a couple of you guys like that I'm not currently friends with are like, you might know Dan. Like, so I feel like he gets like suggested to me.
Right.
So I kind of know Dan a little. I mean, I've seen him around on Facebook, so I'll definitely,
You see them around.
I'll hit the friend button now.
I've seen you in the ad me. Oh.
So yeah, but no,
And-
thank you
and
so
then
much. I appreciate it.
Can you tell us what the inspiration is for your EP and also your upcoming album in 2020?
Yeah. So the EP. So I'm actually releasing 4 EPs this year, and EPs are like small, like short little albums. Let me put the mic back. Sorry, this might be a little loud for a sec. The EPs are like kind of more experimental. I'm calling them like melodic sound collage. So I do like singer songwriter type stuff, but these EPs are like kind of more instrumental, just weird worlds, like kind of like sonic postcards describing like strange worlds. So like there's 4 of them. I just released the 3rd one, which is like the first one is kind of like hallucinogenic and kind of trippy. The second one was kind of wistful and like beautiful. The 3rd one was kind of creepy and like foreboding. And then the 4th one will be like it's kind of about death and unification and like peace and anyway, but like weird. But I've been recording like I've got a studio that's full of like random instruments and noisemakers and synths and drum machines and all sorts of cool stuff. And I also like to record like found sound. Like I go out in nature, I go out in the city and I record like just sound I hear. And basically, and I also like to stay up till 4 a.m. and like twiddle on these synths and things I have and make in like samplers and create kind of weird, do stuff with my voice, treat it and make it all weird. And anyway, so I sat down one day like last year and I took stock of like these hours and hours of like sound I'd created. I picked out the best stuff, and a lot of it was kind of like a collage type thing where it was like, okay, this sound of like the highway and cars goes really well with this beat and goes well with this other riff that I did, and I kind of just like started piecing things together, and the music started to kind of like tell me what it was. It was like this last album that I released that so it was kind of like foreboding and a little bit creepy. Like I realized that those 6 tracks that kind of clumped together and had that same vibe were all kind of like bringing me back really viscerally to like traumatic shit I'd gone through in my life, like specific incidents in my life or moments. And so like that started, so it's like the music kind of started to tell me what it was about. And I kind of, it became a conversation where then I started honing those songs to further kind of encapsulate the vibe that it was kind of telling me it was supposed to be. So, and all of this music's been kind of that way. So it's been kind of like a strange kind of process of discovery. Definitely kind of an excursion from the kind of big album that I'm working on, which will be kind of like my main course coming up hopefully next year. I'm just recording vocals. Everything else is laid down, but that album is much more like traditional like songwriting with lyrics and everything. Thematically, a lot of it touches on like the stuff I already kind of described and talked about. The sound of it is pretty varied. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys, there's a lot of vocals. There's a lot of like big walls of harmony. There's a lot of percussion. There's a lot of, there's a bunch of like kind of savage guitar work, but there's a lot of piano.
You're
It's
one
kinda
man
like,
though. Are
it's
you
eclectic.
layering? Are you layering your vocals like Marvin Gaye did? Like, are you like doing?
Yeah, it's all me, and it's like I was telling a friend of mine who's also doing music, like I'm like struggling, because I got like a track, and this is kind of a crazy example. I have like a track that has like 250 tracks, like so a track being like piano, bass, guitar. You know, like if I was a simple person, I would have like a band with, you know, bass, drums, guitar, vocal, and it would just be nice, you know. And I think I'm going to try that eventually because that sounds nice and simple. But like, I'm doing things like every song to me is kind of like a different world and a different, like, I don't really start with any assumptions like this has to have a certain structure, has to have a certain instrumentation. So like, kind of like I was saying about these more like the experimental works I've been doing, like the song, even with the songwriting, like the singer-songwriting stuff that I do, like I'm letting the songs kind of tell me what the sound needs to be. So like one song will be like basically all synth stuff and like really precise drum, like percussion from a drum machine or something. Another song will be like really wild and like, kind of like more acoustic. I've got a song that is turning out really lovely. It'll probably be the first song I release that is based on like a riff that I played on one of these guitars like 10 years ago using a fan, like a table fan to strum the strings. So it's got this very like kind of like mechanical sound to it, but then I built all this stuff around it, like all these harmonies and drums and big bombastic shit. So like, I just kind of like every song kind of starts in its own way. Like I take inspiration from artists like Bjork or like TV on the Radio, even Prince, like artists that kind of try to break the rules. Yeah. And another thing about this whole journey for me is like the more that I make music, the less I've been listening to music. Like I really don't listen to new music as much, except for like local artists and friends and like other amazing people that I'm connecting with. But like I've really kind of lost track of like what the sound is now and what people are doing. And part of that's just because I'm like very immersed in what I'm doing. And part of it's almost like intentional. It's like I'm afraid to, I don't know if you guys ever feel this way in comedy. Like if you hear a good joke, you worry that like maybe you might someday accidentally rewrite that joke. Yep. And then like I'm not trying to steal, I'm just trying to, something stuck in the back of my head. And like sometimes with music, I'm like afraid to hear like what Billie Eilish sounds like or something, because I don't want to like try to sound like her. I don't want to try to sound like other artists. I want to do me. And so I've kind of receded into this weird little world where like I'm just kind of doing what's coming out of my brain, and it's hard to classify, but I think it all kind of fits in a way. Like it sounds coherent to me. I think we'll see. It's not a grab bag of styles, like it, even though it's kind of eclectic. I think it kind of, hopefully there's a unified kind of feel to it. So you guys, hopefully you'll listen to it next year. I'll probably be releasing like a track at a time, just so I can kind of keep like a rhythm going.
Sounds good.
Next year, but yeah.
We do have a song that we want to play for everybody as well. So let me bring that on up and let's check it out.
Sweet.
Here, let me adjust something really fast.
And Cisco is currently resides in the Twin Cities.
There we go.
Oh,
seriously?
Wow.
He does. Yeah, he moved here to
you drew him there. You brought him there.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
This is the thong song you got.
Does it not have?
Oh, we need volume.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I think the screen share at the bottom, when you share, you got to select the audio too. But like you have to do it like come out and come back in. Like stop the share, and then when you do it again, there's a spot at the bottom.
There you can kind of see a little bit of my studio if you look at that.
Let's see, volume. Apologies.
So like it would be, you would have to stop sharing the YouTube altogether.
Okay, so stop sharing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And then when you go back to share the YouTube, there's a button at the bottom.
Let me see.
When you first open, that says share audio.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad.
Yeah, no, because I've had that problem several times.
All right. Here we go. Now tell me if you can hear it. Everything sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Sounding.
Nope.
I hit the button.
I know you did good. Maybe I can try, but I don't know if you can bring up my screen share.
Yeah, I can.
This is cool though. I'm getting you're pumping up my views on YouTube though. This is
right. And I see Unendings. I mean, Nick, I remember when you were trying to get enough views to have your own to have your name in your URL.
Yeah.
So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, we got it!
I did get there. Thank you.
Were you gonna try sharing it, or did you want me to try?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Oh, okay.
Let me check. Yes. All right. Let me in. Okay. Can you hear?
I can hear it.
That dress so scandalous, and no another man couldn't handle it.
Sorry.
Shooting that thing like good ish, with a look in your eyes so devilish. You like to dance at the hip-hop spots, see the crews with the crews like the net with the dots. She's not just urban, she likes the pop, but she was living la vida loca. She had dumps like a truck. Thighs like what? Baby, move your butt. Think I'll sing it again. She had dumps like a truck. Thighs like what? All night long. Let me see that thong, baby. That thong. I like the way the beat goes, baby. Make your booty go. That thong. That thong. Oh, I don't think you heard me.
Thanks for playing that.
This is the saddest song about underwear that I've ever seen in my life. I
Yes.
want to
It
cry in
was
the
so
middle.
good. It was gravelly. It was very saucy. Like it was like, you know, thongs should be seen.
They
That's
should.
just what should be happening. Like I feel like I wanted some brown liquor
Yes.
and like I wanted like a piano like at a nice little smoky
Yeah,
bar.
I need a cigarette after watching that. That's watching myself, which is weird. But
Right? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's how I felt.
Yeah, Dan said sweet and spicy.
well, that song.
there you
like,
go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like it's both. It's like you're gonna see the thongs fly onto the piano. That's why you need the black grand piano. The thongs, but it's definitely a cigarette and brown liquor.
If I ever like make that like into a mural music video, like I will hit you up for ideas because that sounds good.
Okay.
You know that
Michelle.
I see Michelle. Woo!
that's my
Go
boo.
pay Michelle. Yes,
I wrote.
yes.
Yeah, I think about her when I sing the thong song. But
Oh, there you go.
you know that song, like I grew up listening to that song. I love that song. I know that arrangement of it is like very different in some way. Like it's you know, it's all slow and sultry, and even the chords are kind of like I kind of wrote some different chords for it. But like I was thinking about it, and it's actually like in a sense it's highly, I think, kind of true to the vibe of that song, which is
It's
always
blues.
struck me as funny. Like it's funny that he's singing about thongs and like thong to thong, but it's like he's so serious, right? And it's
Yep.
the
Right.
seriousness about it, kind of an absurd topic, that I think is what I tried to capture there. I didn't even think about that till just now, but like that's what always kind of made me chuckle about that song. Is like it's got like cellos and like strings in it and stuff, and it's like he's like really like it's like a song about thongs, but he takes it like so seriously. And so I was like, can I do the same thing and like just kind of go over the top with it, So that was
Yeah,
Un-
That made it.
You were the gentleman. Cisco was like, "Ooh, that dress so scandalous, and nothing can handle it." And then by the time the thong was like, "Let me see that," like he was yelling.
right.
So like, yeah, you were like more like young lady.
Right.
Nick for
Man.
president. Now,
Let me see it.
what are you about to say, Sam?
I think Sam was going to say something.
It's like your lover died, and this is the song that you're singing, and you're like, "Where? Let me see that song." Like
One last
come
time.
on. One last.
Bury me,
Sniff.
bury me in a thong, That's,
You wanted to be buried in the thong.
I heard
You-
someone
Now,
you
tell
don't
me
chafe. You don't want no chafing.
someone told me they wanted that to play at their wedding, but I never thought about a funeral. That's
No, 100%. That'll.
I've never thought about a wedding.
Yes.
That
Both
will
vibes.
lighten it up. That will lighten it up.
That's right.
Nick,
Definitely lighten it up.
Nick, got a question for you. Do you, when that, even though Cisco obviously got the hit off that, do you know the name of the producers who created that track for him?
Oh,
By chance?
I remember
It's
because
the
I credited them in the YouTube like.
So there's a great
description.
story.
I
The
can't
reason I
remember
ask is that it's a great story. So their names are Tim and Bob. Like I'm a huge Boys to Men fan. They've done a lot of production for Tim and Bob. I mean for Boys to Men. But that track was not for Cisco. Does anybody in here know the trivia of who that track was actually for? Come on, Nick.
Oh.
You have to know the story. Do you know the story?
It was for Michael Jackson, right?
Yes, exactly. They were trying to get like as producers, Nick knows all this. When you're a producer, you create tracks and then you try to get artists to buy your track so that you can, you can get a placement on their album. So they created that track for Michael Jackson and it accidentally got put on like a DAT tape that they sent to Cisco. And when it came
back,
I
want this, and they couldn't say no. Yeah,
I want that one, and they were like, no, and he's like, what will it take? But anyway, just wanted to share that bit of trivia.
Yeah, they were like, we accidentally sent the tape to the wrong guy, and he said he loved the song, and we break his heart if we told him he can't have it. So they just let him have it.
I just don't know if I could picture Michael, and I love Michael Jackson. Let's get this straight. I love his music, but I don't know if I could picture him singing about a lady's underwear.
Well, remember, there's no lyrics. So remember, there's no lyrics when they send the track. There's no music, like the song. It's just the musical track. So all they wanted to do was send the musical track to Michael, and he and his people would, write.
So Cisco's was the thong idea.
Yes, yeah, that was his idea. Him and the folks that he sat down and wrote with. Yeah.
Okay, I was
Cisco
like,
heard
Michael.
that. And he was like, there should be a thong on this track. Like,
that's a divine inspiration.
He heard that.
Nobody else would have thought that.
He's like, thongs.
I am curious, though, what Michael would have done to that. That would have been interesting.
Yeah. That would have been
it's a really nice track.
It would have been a great song either way, but I think the fact that it's about thongs just makes it that much more memorable, right? Like,
right.
That's the only song about thongs that I'm aware of, sadly. If you know of others, let me know.
But also the opportunity to have the intro where it goes ten 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 ten, and then there is something that we come together here. Yeah.
I can see it now, Sam. I can see it. You convinced me.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Oh, yeah.
You've sold me on it.
That's how I'm gonna be the producer's assistant, selling all these tracks.
We are at our hour, and we're definitely going to have you back on so we can discuss more stuff about music and all that awesome stuff. Do you have any shows coming up or anything that you want to promote?
I don't have shows because I've just been like in production mode. But I have like there's this thing that happens every month called Bandcamp Friday. Bandcamp is like an online music store. I haven't put any of my stuff on Spotify yet. That will be happening. But like for now, I've been selling music and streaming. You can stream music. All of my stuff's actually free on Bandcamp. But you can pay if you want. You can like buy the album or just like send a tip or whatever. But and obviously Bandcamp usually takes like 5, 10, 20% or whatever they take. But on the first Friday of every month this year, they don't take any fees. So like every artist gets everything. So it'll be the first Friday of December. It's kind of like a big day for me. I'm gonna hopefully have this live album I released, like re-released, because I polished the mix up a little bit. And so I'm gonna be kind of like promoting that and hoping people check it out. So that first Friday in December will be kind of a big thing for me, pushing that out. And then I'll have that 4th EP in that series coming like around the new year. So, but no shows yet, apart from maybe doing some streaming. But yeah,
and the first Friday in December is December 3rd. Just so everybody knows, December 3rd is the date of the first Friday in December.
And if you follow me on Instagram, or I'd love it if you follow me on YouTube or whatever. Anyone out there, I've also got a website and a mailing list. But anyway, if you follow me, you'll hear about it. I'll be harassing you. So
like, hey, over here. Awesome. Sam, do you have any shows that you want to promote or anything going on?
I have a show at Mama's Shelter on the 18th.
Ooh.
And some other show on the 22nd at Haha's. And that's really it.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Dana, do you have any shows or anything you want to share?
I'm at Pacifico Cantina out in Monterey Park on Saturday, hosting and doing material. Decided to do my Dow Comedy grad show on Sunday at 7. So Saturday is 8 p.m. Sunday is 7 p.m. And I've got a show, Besito, November 23rd. I'll have to just, if everybody could follow me. Besito, I think means, or something, Besito, it's like little kisses, or I don't know. I'm trying to, I don't know if these ladies ask me to do the show. But for anybody in LA, Saturday and Sunday, you can catch me, like I said, at Pacifico Cantina and Monterey Park, or right in Koreatown at the Dow Comedy Studio on Sunday.
Nice, very nice. Yeah. Very nice. So you're on the same show. Saturday, you're on the same show as Dan.
Right, like I'm hosting. Like I didn't. Okay. I saw where he got his flyer there because there's like three different hosts that night. So we all had to book comics. So like when I saw it come up, I was like, oh good. So I typed. I said I'll see you Saturday. Because I've been promoting my little segment, I guess, for, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks now. So I'm excited, and I was just excited to see St. Dan is going to do it. And I'm Nicole Denise, sometimes one of our visiting hosts. I actually tried to book her for my show, and then I looked up and I was like, "Girl, do you understand that the show you're on is the show I asked you?" And so all the friends, we're going to all be together on Saturday night in Monterey Park.
Oh, Matthew Tran, let me see some songs.
Cool.
We will have a replay here shortly of the episode, but we do have the links over here in the chat if you want to hear some amazing music from Unendings. It's right on there, and you can rewatch this broadcast. It will be rewatchable here shortly. And it will be on Spotify too. Let's see here. Oh, there you go, Dan. See you Saturday. Yes, sir.
See you Saturday.
Victoria, you got anything going on, or anything you want to promote, or anything you want to talk about?
Nope, all good over here. Just had thoroughly enjoyed. Forgot how much I enjoy listening to live music. Thank you, Unending.
And every time the flyers come up in the memory, I just say those were life-changing times, right, Victoria? Right, Nick, the Biden-Harris shows. Every time those memories come up on Facebook, our flyer.
Yeah, it really made the pandemic. Well, we're still kind of in it, right? But like that kind of quarantine era, really. That was like a big highlight for me, was getting to know you guys, doing those shows together, kind of getting into that little community that you guys have. It was really cool. So yeah, it was awesome. I love seeing you guys. Great to reconnect.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Myself, not too much going on quite yet. But I will say that besides shows, I'm thoroughly excited for the return of Dexter on Showtime. For those who are fans of Dexter, huge fan here. So excited about catching up on that and some other stuff. But we will see everybody not this coming up Thursday, the following Thursday, where we will have an amazing guest and an amazing show. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us and having fun with us. We really appreciate it. We want to thank Unendings for coming to play music for us. Thank you so much. And everybody have a great day, a great week. We'll see you all soon.
Have a great week, everyone.